Hi, I'm Terry Hassam. I'm the Manager of Building and Bushfire Safety for the SA Country Fire Service. And today I'm going to talk about some strategies that can help you make your house safer in the event of a bushfire. There are a number of keys to surviving a bushfire, and today I'm going to talk about three of them: house design, vegetation management and water. With house design, most houses actually burn down through ember attack. Something like about 90% or greater of houses actually ignite by ember attack, so that's a very important consideration when designing a house. The other consideration is protection against radiant heat and flame contact. This place has some great features for ember protection. Firstly, there are screens of stainless steel on all the doors or openable portions of the doors and windows. There's sarking in the roof, and that's a fireproof sarking in the roof to stop any embers that might get into the roof space from catching the timbers in the roof space alight. The ridge caps are scribed, so they actually mould into the flutes of the iron, and that also reduces the chance of embers getting into the roof space. All the roof penetrations, the skylights, etc., have stainless steel mesh under them, just so that if the whirlybird fails or if the skylight fails, the embers are captured by the screen underneath. This place has some really good radiant heat features, or features to protect against radiant heat and flame contact. It's got shutters on windows on the north face and the western face, and in this situation, these approaches to the fire are probably the most dangerous to this house. A brick wall has been constructed on the northern approach, and that separates the bushland from the vulnerable part of this building, the windows. That's a great radiant heat shield. The vegetation management is a really important feature of bushfire protection. It's a passive measure, which means you don't have to be here during the fire for it to protect your house. You'll notice when you look around here, there's 20-metre clearance around the house at least, and that's what's recommended. On level ground you have at least 20-metre clearance and another 5 metres for every 10 degrees of slope. We like to see horizontal fuel breaks, and the drive's a good example of a horizontal fuel break. We also like to see vertical fuel breaks where, for example, the trunk of a tree is cleaned up of all foliage up to about 2 metres at least, and we have no continuous layers of vegetation either horizontally or vertically. The Native Vegetation Act allows for the clearance of vegetation to 20 metres. This doesn't include significant trees. If you feel you need to go more than 20 metres for clearance, then you need to get native vegetation clearance approval. Water's the next key for surviving a bushfire, and you can't have too much water. This place has a huge amount of water, and it has a very good reticulation system that gets the water to where it's required. It has a sprinkler system out the front on the northern approach again, the high risk approach. Also required is an engine-driven pump of 5 horsepower or 3.7 kilowatts. It can be diesel or petrol, so long as it's well shielded. In this particular case, it's electric-driven pumps, which is not normally recommended. However, this place is independent of the power grid, and it has its own battery backup, so it's in this case quite acceptable. The pipework should be, if it's above ground, made of metal, and if it's below ground, that is greater than 600mm deep, then it's okay to be PVC. This place actually has PVC piping and PVC downpipes, which are a bit of a weakness, but you'll note that the vegetation management around the pipes and the pumps actually is very reduced and is unlikely to impact in this case. More information is available on the CFS website. All the things I've shown you today take time to implement. So the time to start doing it is in winter and in spring. It's time now to prepare, act and survive.